Hi Colts! Miss Consuela here for our cooking class. All of you guys have been dressing up so much that I wanted to dress up too. So I'm in my 50s outfit and my dress has lemon trees on it, which is fun because we are making lemon cupcakes. I have already sent you guys the recipe on Wednesday. We're using this lemon buttermilk cake recipe, but instead of making a big fancy cake, we're just making little cupcakes. So we already have all of our ingredients set out. We have dry ingredients and we have wet ingredients. And just like when we made our pumpkin bread back in November, we're going to mix the wet ingredients in one bowl and the dry ingredients in another bowl. So I have my oven preheating to 350. I'm going to take these off because there's actually no actual lenses in there, it's just for decoration. I'm wearing contacts today. So we have the oven preheating to 350 and we have our cupcake holders. Cupcake, what's the word for it? Wrappers? Okay, we have our cupcake wrappers in the cupcake tin. That's ready to go. I have something here that's a little bit different than what we've been using, which is called a zester. So zester is like a cheese grater, but the holes are teeny, teeny, tiny. We're going to be zesting a lemon. So when you have your lemon, make sure that it's clean because we're not just going to be eating the inside, we're going to be eating the outside of it. So we'll start, like before, by sifting some flour. We're going to be sifting 2.5 cups of flour. And again, sifting the flour is going to make it light and fluffy. So you don't have to measure it now, we're going to measure it after we sift it. So just make sure you get in probably more than 2.5 cups. You might want to throw in 3 cups. Okay, so I have 2 cups, or I have 3 cups sifted. And now, I'm going to set that aside. Sorry, I skipped a step. We're going to cream the butter and the sugar together. So we're going to mix it until it becomes a cream. So I'm going to grab my butter, which has been sitting out at room temperature for a while so that it can be kind of soft. Not as soft as I would like it to be, but my fridge is just really, really cold. You need 10 tablespoons of butter. That was 4 tablespoons. Plus 4 is going to be 8 tablespoons. Now I only need 2 more tablespoons to get to 10. But this is 4 tablespoons. But I only need 2 tablespoons. So I have to cut it in half. I'm going to cut this in half so that I had exactly 10 tablespoons. And I'll use this. This is probably good. That's about half. I'll take the big one. Okay, so now I have 10 tablespoons of butter, and I need 2 cups of sugar, which I already measured out. To save time, you guys know how to measure stuff. You don't need to see me do it. This will make the video a little bit shorter. That jelly roll cake video was like 40 minutes. Did anybody watch it? Did anyone try to? If you tried, that's really nice. If you didn't make it all the way through, that's totally understandable. Okay, so now we're gonna cream it together. you're doing this with me at home, then you can see this is what our mixture now looks like. It's not quite a cream. It sort of looks like a wet sand that you can play with. It's kind of fun. We've got our butter creamed-ish. Kind of a fun substance. And I moved it to a different bowl because I want this to be my new dry ingredient bowl. Because ultimately we're going to mix everything together in the big red bowl. I like to have a bigger bowl to mix everything. Because you get less mess like this. Okay, so we're going to mix the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. We need how many cups of flour? 2 3/4 cups. No, 2.5 cups of flour. Because I don't have cake flour, so instead I'm mixing flour with cornstarch. So I need 2.5 cups of flour, 1/2, 1 whole cup, 1 1/2, 2 cups, and now 2.5. And the rest of this can go back in. And I'm gonna put my creamy stuff in this bowl. That's gonna be my wet bowl. This is gonna be my dry bowl. This can be set aside. So now I'm going to also add the cornstarch, which I've measured out here. Cornstarch. And I need my salt. And baking soda. And baking powder. Now we have baking soda, and later we're going to add buttermilk, which means the buttermilk is going to react with the baking soda. So should we add the buttermilk right now, or should we add it later at the last minute? We're going to add it later, you're right. So we're going to mix these up a little bit. I'm not even going to turn this on, I'm just going to kind of mix it a little. And this is probably fine. Okay, so we have our dry ingredients mixed, and then we're going to add the other wet ingredients to it. So we're going to add eggs, oil, lemon zest. Oh, we didn't make lemon zest yet. Okay, let's do that. I have my lemon, and I cleaned it. I have my zester. This zester has a little bowl here to catch it. If you're using a hand zester, you're going to need to get a bowl. Put a bowl there and get a hand zester and do that with it. This is sharp. It's designed to cut some of the rind off of the lemon. So be careful that you don't get your fingertips or knuckles on it whenever you're zesting your lemon. You want to make sure that your fingers are away from the bottom of the lemon whenever you zest like that. So this is something that parents might want to do. Do you see how it's scraping? It's scraping off the lemon zest. Oh, and it smells so good when you do this too. So you can see inside. Can you see inside, Dawn? You can see how it's getting the lemon zest off. We're going to add that to our cake, and it adds some extra flavor to it. It's sort of, so the lemon extract adds a lemon flavor, but lemon zest makes it taste really real. So that's why I like using lemon zest and lime zest in recipes too. In like sauces. You can put it into cookie dough or cookie or cake icing, and it makes it taste really good. Lemon zest in guacamole is good, I think. Mixing orange zest with the fish recipes is really good too. Going off on a tangent. Okay, let's get this done. Do you see how far away my fingers are from there? My fingers are way up here. They are not down here. You might feel like you have more control over the lemon, but that's not safe. You gotta keep your hand way up here. And if you do yours really slow like that, that's totally fine. I'm doing mine fast because Miss Consuela has done this a lot, and I have practice. So I'm quite good at it. Unless there's any professional chefs watching, then you know that I'm probably doing some sloppy technique. Alright, that looks good. Now I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to kind of scrape off what's stuck under there. That is our yummy, yummy lemon zest. Smell it. Smells good, right? It's a little moist, a little bit oily. Tastes really good. Sorry, were you getting a close-up shot?
That's okay.
Sorry. Okay. So, I'm just gonna grab that with my hands, because why not? Oopsie. Lemon zest. There we go. Save this. We can use the juice to make the icing later. Okay, eggs, oil. Here we go. Oil. The recipe calls for vegetable oil. I'm using canola oil. It's fine. It tastes basically the same. Canola oil is actually even a little bit healthier. Here's our eggs. And what else was it? Vanilla extract and lemon extract. Okay. I have these here with their respective spoons that we need. Just want this. Bought this lemon extract just for this recipe. Miss Consuela, why didn't you just buy lemon box cake mix? That's a good question, Colts. That's a real good question. Anyways, let's add some lemon extract very carefully because it's quite strong. Got some on my finger. I'm tempted to taste it, but I know it'll be really strong. But I really want to taste it. I'm not going to. I'd have to wash my hands. Oops. Now vanilla. Now you know that I'm always tempted to add more vanilla than the recipe calls for, but because this is a lemon cake recipe, I'm gonna hold back. I am gonna add more, but not that much more. So it calls for 1 tablespoon, and I'm just gonna let it pour a little bit more than it probably should. That's all. Just a splash more, not too crazy. Are we gonna add our buttermilk right now? Not yet. That goes in at the last minute. Because the buttermilk, the acid from the buttermilk will react with the baking soda. We don't want that reaction just yet. Okay. Now, oh, and yellow food coloring. This part is totally not necessary, but it gives it such a nice bright yellow color that the egg yolk doesn't quite do. So I'm gonna add just 3 drops. Boop, boop, boop. Nothing crazy, just a little extra pizzazz. Okay, here we go. Couple more drops. Just a couple. When the lemon extract and the vanilla extract mix together, it smells so good. And it's mixed with the sugar. What? This isn't for you, kitty. she can't eat this. Too much sugar. Okay. No, I'm sorry. You can't have it. I can't pick you up to show you to the colds because you'll get my hands contaminated. Do you want to come over here to see her?
Yeah.
Try not to look at my feet. Hey, kitty, kitty. What? Did you get breakfast today?
Yeah.
You got breakfast? Oh, kitty. Oh, kitty. All right. So we've added all of our ingredients except for one. What's our one last ingredient we have to add at the very last minute? It's buttermilk. That's right. We've got this yummy buttermilk right here that I made. No word of a lie. I had to find our old buttermilk video to remember how to make it. So, we have this. We're just gonna dump it all in there and mix it up. And it is going to splash a little bit, but that's okay. This just needs way more lemon. The recipe's lemon, yellow dye must be a lot stronger than ours because it doesn't look yellow at all. I'm gonna add a bunch. If you have better food coloring than me, you might not need to add so much. But I think I got the cheap stuff. But the food coloring is not even necessary. It just makes it look pretty. I have to hurry because the buttermilk, the lemon acid in the buttermilk is already reacting with the baking soda. Not quite as much with the Irish soda bread, but it is starting to react. I'm gonna try some. I have to. Good. Mild. Still good though. Okay. Let me go wash my hands real quick. All right, let's pour these cupcakes into our cupcake tins. This might be messy, but that's okay. So the cupcakes are going to rise, which means we don't want to fill it all the way to the top. That's probably good. Well, maybe a teensy bit more. Yeah. They're gonna get bigger. These cupcakes are gonna be big boys. If you wanted probably like a normal size cupcake, maybe that's as much as you would add. And it would like get up to this, but this one's gonna get big. So we'll see. You know, every recipe is a little bit different. So I might have added too much baking soda or too little baking powder, or, you know, we'll see how it works out. Either way, it'll taste fine, even if it kind of boils over a little bit. I'm using a 1/2 cup measuring cup to measure these out. You could experiment using different size measuring cups. Maybe you want to use a 1/4 cup, or maybe you just want to use like a really big spoon to measure and see if you find that more comfortable for you. All right, let's add a little bit more to this one. And maybe this guy. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Now we're gonna put this in the oven for how long? I'll have to Google it because the recipe's for cakes, so it's just a little shorter. And we're gonna cook those for this many minutes, and we'll check on it. Okay. All right, Colts. We are back and our cupcakes are done. They took about 20 minutes to cook, and you can see that the edges are a little brown. The tops are fairly flat. It looks like I actually measured a pretty good amount, huh? So if you wanted them to really billow over it, you would add more. If you want it to be super flat, you just add a little less. But yeah, this looks good. So the reason that I can tell that these are cooked is 1, they mostly look dry on top. 2, I get a butter knife. If you have a toothpick, use that. And I stick the butter knife in the cupcake and it comes out and it's dry. Sorry, did you see me put that in the cupcake? I don't know if I filmed that. So I put it in the cupcake all the way down and come out and it's dry. It might have little crumblies on it, but it's mostly dry. It's not gooey at all. That's how you know it's dry all the way through. With the leftover batter, I put it in the muffin tins. It was just enough for 12 cupcakes and 6 muffins. The muffins took a little longer to cook. These took about 23 minutes. And again, I put the butter knife into the middle and it came out dry, so I know they're good. They're also a little bit brown on the edge, not in the middle. And for these, I didn't have cupcake liners. I had to spray Baker's Joy on it to get it out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put these all on cooling racks so that they can cool. And then we are going to make our cupcake frosting. All right, see you soon. Hi, Colts. So we're back to make the frosting. You can see our cupcakes and muffins are cooling. The cupcakes feel pretty good. The muffins are quite hot because they took longer to cook. And I also put them in the oven after the cupcakes, so they only just got out here. But they're on a cooling rack, so you can see they're not on the table. There's air underneath there to help them cool off. So we're going to make the frosting. We're going to start by fluffing up our butter. So our butter has been sitting at room temperature for quite a while. This should be pretty easy for us to do this. So now I'm going to add the juice of 1 lemon. So I'm going to cut this, and you don't need a juicer. You can just you can squeeze it with your hand if you want. But I have a juicer, so I can show you both ways. I'm taking out some of the seeds. So you can squeeze it with your hand if you want to. Right, I like to get my fingers in there to get really all the juice out. Cooking is fun when you get messy. Let me take these seeds out. What are you doing there, seeds? No one wants you. Okay. Using a juicer makes it a little bit easier. You can see these holes where the juice comes out. And I put the lemon in, juice side down, and I squeeze it. And I just squeeze until I can't squeeze no more. Easy peasy. Also, the seeds stay in the juicer usually, so. All right, I got my butter and my lemon juice. And I'm gonna mix these and then I'll add the buttermilk. It's so fluffy. Oh, that was really hard with lemon juice on my hands. Probably should have gotten that. Okay, so here is the buttermilk that I made earlier. And I'm gonna measure out 3 tablespoons. All the way up to 3. My buttermilk is a little oily. Yours shouldn't be. I used the wrong spoon to mix it. So let's pour that in. Because this buttermilk is not reacting to anything, we don't need to be really fast about it. You can just mix it normally. There's no baking soda in here. Looks like popcorn, don't you think? Kind of looks like popcorn. Anyway, now we're going to be adding in our powdered sugar. Just like the flour, you could sift the powdered sugar to make it lighter, but I'm not going to because my sifter is in the sink. Okay, so I'll start with 1 cup-ish. love this texture. It's so silky. Ooh, it's really sweet. It's still pretty buttery. One more cup. One more cup. It's good. It's I don't know. I feel like it's missing something. I know what we should do. I got it. After we frost the cupcakes, we'll add some lemon zest on top of the cupcakes. I think that'll be really nice. Okay, I wonder if they're cool off now. Yeah, they're cool enough to frost. I'm gonna get a cupcake and a little bit of frosting. And I'm gonna put it on the middle and kind of on the edge. And then I'm gonna spin my cupcake in a circle and keep my spatula still. And then maybe I should have used a little more. Try to be pretty conservative with the frosting because it's so sweet. You guys might have a bigger sweet tooth than Miss Consuela. That, I think, is plenty of frosting. Is it very pretty? No, you can see the brown part on the edge. Well, that's fine. I think the brown part tastes good. So, now I'm going to get this and a hand zester. So this is different from the one I used earlier. This is just normal hand zester. I'm going to hold it over the cupcake and I'm just going to zest a little bit. See? Boop. I think that's going to taste really good, and it gives it some more of that real lemon flavor. What do you think? Should we just try this right now? Ruin my lipstick. Oh, that's a spongy boy. Look at that. It's good. It's got a good crumb inside. Normally when you make a cake from scratch, mine are too dry and somehow dense at the same time. But I think this turned out pretty well. It's a little bouncy. Small crumbs, not big crumbs. You gonna try it, Dom?
Really light.
Yeah, light. Cool.
Can I have a rest?
Yeah. All right, Colts. Well, I'm gonna finish frosting these and putting some lemon zest on them, and you guys enjoy making our lemon cupcakes. All right, bye. Oh gosh.